We want to give a shout out to Steven with We Rock the Spectrum. We Rock the Spectrum is an inclusive sensory-based gym committed to providing a fun, safe, and welcoming environment for children of all ages and abilities. So if you're in town or in the Franklin area, please go check them out. Welcome to another episode of the Nashville Dads. This week we have on Michael Aldrich of Nashville Parent Magazine. We bounce around a lot in this episode and cover a lot of topics, and it's filled with nonsense and dad advice. We hope you enjoy. We don't even have sometimes we have an official intro, sometimes we don't. Right now we don't. Or do we? Should we have an official intro?
We can.
Let's make one. Let's make one this week. This is the opportunity.
This is the opportunity doing intros. So, Michael, how do you pronounce your last name?
Yeah. Aldrich.
Okay, cool. Yeah. I was going to try to wing it off the top of my head. Michael Bodabar.
Well, today on Nashville Dads, we have Michael Aldrich.
Michael Aldrich. Yeah, we could try to treat it like it's an actual radio show.
WSPN-PG.
Yeah, give me that NPR.
Hi, hold on, let me prep it. Hi, you're listening to the Nashville Dads. Today you'll have on Michael Aldrich. Michael, you are here.
Hello.
Welcome. This will be a silly episode.
Yes, it will.
Yeah, we already know.
If you haven't already noticed, we don't have any format whatsoever.
Who needs a format? Y'all
it's just to talk about.
If I get off track, y'all just steer the ship right on back.
I'll just edit it later. You can just talk your heart out.
There you go.
I'll make it sound coherently.
Well, before we started recording, Michael was kind of talking about his work experience and everything. So we'll just hop back into that.
I'm going to make you recap your journalism experience,
Yeah.
basically.
Yeah. So let's see. Started out as an intern at the Tennessean.
Well, first of all,
you want to go way back?
You are a unicorn.
I am a unicorn.
Yeah, because you're actually born and raised
You were
here.
Born and raised in Middle Tennessee.
That's pretty important,
man. You don't see a lot of us.
Nope. I think you're like the third or fourth. We've done quite a few interviews now. You're maybe only the third or fourth person.
Yeah.
Born and raised.
Man, it's nice too. I've skipped around. Like I told y'all, I was born in Mount Juliet and moved to Williamson County, went to Centennial High School, then went to college at MTSU, and, then took a pause at MTSU to venture off into the music thing. I started a blues funk band, and, that's when I moved to Nashville, and then ended up moving back to Murfreesboro to finish off school, this time as a journalism major.
Yes.
So it's been good. It's good. That's where we live now, me and my wife and our two little ones.
Yay.
4 and 3.5 months.
3.5 months? That's
Yeah.
a little, man.
She's a little girl.
That's
she's
awesome.
she's fresh and fresh.
Yeah, I think I was at the daycare when I read your first article, or your article about having two
the transition.
kids. Yeah, I was at daycare sitting, waiting. I was like, oh, here's a magazine.
Yeah.
Open it up. I was like, oh, this is a pretty cool article.
Yeah.
I just reached out.
It was shimmering. It was
Yeah.
calling out to you.
It was glossy.
It was meant to be. Yeah, so glossy.
Well, he's had 3, and we're actually thinking about that second. So, that's why
let's go.
That's
Let's
why
talk.
I read that article. I was like, okay.
What do you want? What do you want? You want the real deal?
Yeah.
1 to 2 transition has been a little rough.
Yeah.
Actually, I mean, I would say at the beginning, we kind of have our sea legs now. We have kind of got the, who's lane, you're good at this, I'm good at this, let's do this and that, and it's all about that communication with, my wife is wonderful. She stays at home while I also work from home, so it's interesting, now I don't know if I've mentioned on air that I'm the editor of Nashville Parent Magazine.
Yeah. We're going to jump around a lot.
Well, you just did.
I know, man. We're jumping.
There might be a through thread.
It's cardio. This is some cardio. I needed
We're doing
it.
some hit right now.
Yeah. If I start sweating, do not judge me.
It's because there's no airflow in this room. That's not on you.
Just start blowing.
I'll take some mints first. Don't worry, it'll be fine.
I got these cookies. You could just.
Ooh, yeah. Anyway.
I was baked cookies, for those who don't know.
Yeah, I do it for every guest, so...
And they're just staring at me, looking so good. If you
eat one, it'll be okay.
Okay.
They're just for you, okay?
If I do, I'll get real close to the mic so everyone can hear.
Michael, you will be impressed.
So much.
You will be impressed by his baking skills. He is
Oh, yeah?
phenomenal.
You got the magic touch?
I have some purpose.
What's your favorite?
Oh, my favorite cookie to make. I really like doing skillet cookies, like chocolate chip cookies. I feel like those are fun.
Skillet chocolate chip cookies.
Those are fun.
And I bet you have like the cast iron
Oh,
of
yeah,
all
I have
sizes.
3 cast iron skillets, yeah.
Dude, all right.
The old lady and
Why
I
haven't
went.
you made me one?
Well, you didn't ask.
He's asking. I think
Well,
it's
I'm
happening.
asking now.
I mean,
The order's in.
you normally want pumpkin cookies, so.
I do. That's what won my heart.
Yeah.
But
I don't think I've heard those two words together.
Pumpkin
in a
cookies?
sentence.
Oh, yeah, man.
Yeah.
They make them where they're like super soft, almost as like a muffin top. So.
I was like the weird kid that was like requesting pumpkin pies for his birthday. You know, so I'd have like, and other kids would be like, "What is this?
when is your
It's
birthday?
basically a vegetable."
His birthday's
Oh.
in July.
That would.
I
be
was gonna say,
funnier.
that would-
Can,
that would
can
be
it be
even
for
better.
this episode?
No.
So it actually makes more sense because I'm a Scorpio October, late October,
Okay,
so
okay.
it makes complete sense. But,
But that would be hilarious. Yeah, it's July.
pumpkin
Yeah,
cookie.
it's August. You know, it's fine.
Man,
It's
I love
the
me-
hottest time of possible.
But what day in October?
On
Obviously,
October
I was
27th.
gonna say obviously.
That was what
later.
you were gonna say.
I was gonna say later October because I'm a Libra.
Do you like pumpkin as like So I think when people say they like pumpkin seasoning. They don't actually like pumpkin. Like people
Right?
really
Are we
like
getting
nutmeg.
into the pumpkin spice thing
Oh yeah,
right
we'll get into
now?
pumpkin
Is that what
spice.
we're
Yeah,
doing?
Yeah. So because I mean, I just feel like people like nutmeg and chive and like or
Yeah.
allspice and
Got no problems with them.
yeah. So
No
when
problem with
someone's
those.
like, I really like pumpkin. I'm like, no. You just like nutmeg, and that's fine. And cinnamon.
But I need you to know
don't
that.
put this on pumpkin. Like pumpkin doesn't care about you. You don't care about pumpkin. Like let's admit your relationship here. So that's all.
There's somewhere there's a pumpkin listening, and he appreciates.
He's like, thanks.
He's like,
goodness.
finally someone says
someone's
it.
telling the
Dude,
truth about
speaking
our
of
relationship.
pumpkins.
Yep.
The Wilson County Fair.
Oh, yeah,
had,
did y'all
go?
I went yesterday
hit me up.
morning, like as soon as it opened, and they have like contests for everything, and pumpkins were one of them.
Really?
This pumpkin was ginormous. Like
Could you
Probably-
have hugged it?
We're talking like
I could, but not connect my
You couldn't
fingers.
reach your fingers together?
No,
Like
it
a
was
big pumpkin.
huge.
Cinderella's about to put wheels on it
I mean,
and go
I
to the
could have
ball.
probably got in there as
Man.
yeah.
Yeah.
Do we got
Yeah.
pics?
No, I don't.
Oh,
But it was crazy to think of all the things that they judge. There's just some
Is there a
I
lot of
know.
ridiculous stuff?
so
And
many
what an
like
odd-
crochet
I guess how would
crochet
it feel?
T-shirts.
Really?
How would it feel to be chosen as a pumpkin judge? Like, what?
Oh yeah. What's your qualification?
You'd have to
Breathing?
be certified, right?
Can you identify pumpkin? Yeah, I think
It
I
was
can.
it was fun
Think I
though.
can.
It was fun. That place is just blown up. That is huge.
Oh my
How's
god!
it? I haven't been.
My
ever.
gourd.
Oh my
you.
god, Scott.
Thank
well
you.
done.
Thank
well
you.
done. There's your dad. You get one dad joke.
Just one?
guaranteed.
Oh man, I should leave now then.
It's one dad joke per 10 minutes. That's our ratio.
Okay,
so you
I'll-
got one
can you
for
put the timer
I'll-
on?
I'll snap whenever it's time for this.
Okay.
Did you grow up going to 4-H fairs? Either of you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No,
like
they weren't-
livestock
they weren't-
shows and stuff.
I don't know if that's more of a Midwest thing or if it's a global, like all of
It's
America
a thing. 4-H is big.
Again,
I
Northern
was a-
Kentucky did not have any.
Really?
Like
Okay.
that.
I was a 4-H camp counselor
Oh wow.
one summer. Yeah, I remember being the archery guy,
Oh, okay.
which was so cool. And I remember getting like so good at it, and then like years later, I saw it at like a fair or like some Renaissance festival. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
Like an opportunity presented itself for me to just like pick up a bow and arrow, and I was like super confident,
Here
and,
we go.
and I was so bad. I guess I just got good for that specific amount of time, and then just completely lost it instantly. But I was Legolos for a summer.
Ooh.
Wow.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh man, that's all. Just 4-H fairs. I feel like I'm familiar with like judging stuff like cows and everything because I like went to 4-H fairs like growing up every once in a while.
We
so.
had Catholic festivals.
Oh, that
was
makes
the
more
main-
sense.
that was the-
Cincinnati.
Yeah.
Very Catholic.
Yep.
So my wife's mom and dad lives up in Bethpage, which
Okay.
is real North Tennessee,
Okay.
practically Kentucky.
Yeah.
It's they got farm, they got horse, they got cows, they got goats, they had chickens, they got all the animals. And my little guy goes up there and just treats it like a huge playground.
That's cool.
And he's just like, I mean, some kids like you know, that's what we're blessed in some ways. Like some kids you got to give like all the trinkets, and I'm sure this is coming. you know, where he'll just like really need like this specific toy or this specific like game or whatever. But right now it's like, yo, here's a bucket. Yo, here's some dirt. Here's a plastic bottle, water bottle. Like, and he's like, okay, see
this
ya.
is fun. This is my favorite day.
Yeah, he goes out and he plays in the, you know, he just plays and gets dirty. He's just a boy.
Yep.
Country boy.
Country
Even
boy.
though we live in Murfreesboro now, which we love.
Yeah.
My alma mater.
Yeah.
MTSU. Go Big Blue.
What's Murfreesboro like these
Murfreesboro.
days? What's Murfreesboro? Sorry.
It's a lot of R's.
Let me try to say like I'm from here. What's Murfreesboro like today? Is that off the farm?
Oh, it's a change in breed. It's kind of like it rhymes, you know, the shadows of Nashville, you know?
Yeah.
Like it, you know, keeps a little bit of it. There's old Murfreesboro. There's historic Murfreesboro, you know, courthouse, all the downtown, you know, cute little shops and stuff. But then it's just like expanding outward, you know, kind of like taking over.
It's a true suburb.
It's a big, truly.
It's because I mean, there is such a, their downtown is so tiny
compared to the rest of it.
Yeah.
Like when you say you're living in Murfreesboro, you got to be specific.
Okay.
Like it's kind of like, I mean, obviously Nashville.
Yeah.
Like you can't just say I'm in from Nashville. It's like, oh, really cool.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's exploded over the last like 10 years.
It's huge now.
I mean, Nashville has too.
No, but like I feel like when the suburbs explode, also it's kind of like, oh no, seriously, a lot of people are moving here.
Yeah.
Like when the suburbs are also like sprawling,
It is
like
hard
this is a lot.
to keep up with the things opening, the things closing. That's literally like a part of my job is
it
to
really?
cover. I mean, like local news in 4 regions: Davidson County, Williamson County, Sumner County, Rutherford County, and then also like the things to do and the event calendar and the, you know, the website and social media. And it's just
How many
like,
people work for? It's Nashville Parent, right?
It's surprisingly small.
Yeah. No, I mean
You'd think it'd be larger than it is, but we probably have like 14, 15 people on staff.
Okay.
It is a family business. My bosses are husband and wife.
And they started it?
And they started it. And this
cool.
is like the 30th anniversary year. They've been around since like 1993 is when they started.
Wow.
that's awesome.
That's pretty
Yeah,
cool.
it's a long road.
Yeah.
I knew my predecessor, which is kind of interesting.
Yeah.
And I had some big shoes to fill, and he actually passed away.
Oh no.
So it was like so like eerie to like I literally like work on his computer.
Yeah.
And like
Yeah.
have
I've never
emails
experienced
sometimes
that
come in
before,
for
yeah.
him. I was like, dang. And like, you know, working for the Tennessean, working for TPAC, like we kind of crossed paths, saw each other, covering performing arts, see each other at shows and stuff. So
I feel like if you're a journalist, you just have a lot of random knowledge about ridiculous things.
sure.
That's what it seems like. And like I feel like you just have to be ready to talk to anyone because I feel like a lot of your job, like if you're doing a story, it's like, never met this person before. Let's go start a conversation.
Dude,
Well,
I
that's
bet
what-
your friends are always asking you, like, hey, what's this? What's up with this?
No. You would be surprised how little my friends ask me about my job, actually.
Really?
Yeah, I have.
Do you need better friends?
Maybe. My friends are like connected with like past me. I feel like
Oh,
I feel like
sure,
the
yeah.
new me is like almost a mystery to a lot of my friends. Like, you know, the 5 or 10 years ago, Michael would barely recognize the me today. Like,
Yeah, which is probably a good thing.
yeah, I went into dadhood like so unprepared.
Okay.
Like we're talking, if there's any like dads to be listening, like goodness gracious, feel good. Like you're fine.
Yeah.
Like it's gonna be okay. Because I was like living in the basement of my mother-in-law's with my soon-to-be wife, and like still hadn't graduated. Like was about to graduate, had no job lined up. Like was like, oh shit.
Yep.
So,
Pretty much.
and you know what? It all really just kind of worked out. Like weirdly enough, you know, like now I'm like for my profession, I work from home. I'm writing about being a dad. I get to, and it's funny how you like write about these niche topics like temper tantrums and, you know, separation anxiety and, you know, even like RSV and illnesses, and you like do all this research and like interviews and like you write these articles and you get so pumped up, you get confidence and you're like, I'm the best. And then you walk out the door and you just get instantly humbled by like by like just screams and just like making snow angels on the floor and like.
Yeah, you just wrote 3
And you're
articles.
like, wow, I actually don't know what I'm doing at all.
Yep. Yeah, you get through writing like 3 articles of like how to keep your cool when your kid's screaming as you're screaming at your kid.
It's true.
Okay.
It's true.
All right.
When you read my columns, you can kind of sense sometimes if I'm feeling like that super dad or if I'm
Yeah.
feeling like IA suck.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, so it's a constant thing.
If you're giving yourself a pep talk, or if you're like, I got this mastered, I'm good.
Yeah, if I had time, you know, before he woke up every morning to just stare in the mirror and say, you got this.
You got this, man. You can do this.
Don't let them make you cry today.
choose to cry today.
Not today.
Not today.
But I feel like that's Justin. You've mentioned that before. Of like, whenever you became a dad, you're like, I think I know what this looks like. I think, oh my god, what
Yeah.
have I signed up for? It's
Well, you want to know.
Yeah.
You want to know because you want to feel like you got it, but then you quickly realize that you don't.
Yeah.
Some
Yeah.
things you do, but some things you had no idea.
I had a conversation with one of the property managers earlier this week, and she was like, "We're getting a new puppy," and she was like, "And this will probably be a little practice before we have kids," and I'm like,
not really.
"No."
Some
I was like,
similarities.
I thought the exact same thing when
The
I had a
furry
pup, and then when I had my first baby, I was, woo, just throw everything out.
The furry friend.
There's still moments that are exhausting with having a pet, like a puppy and everything.
Yes.
True.
But it's very, very like not like there are moments when it's just like, oh, there's similarities here. You're correct. However,
When you come through the door every single day, that dog is so pumped
Yeah.
to see you, and that's the best part. And that's not always the case with the kiddos.
no,
Yeah.
not so much.
Can't put a kid in a cage.
I think every
Well, you can. Technically,
Okay.
you can.
I don't. I mean,
But there are
can,
repercussions.
but should you?
Yes.
But should you is
Yes.
the question.
I think every dad's probably also done the moment where like you get home from running groceries or something like that. Your wife is there with your kid and they look exhausted. You're like, oh, let me try this, and they're like, I've already tried that. Stop
Yeah.
thinking you can solve everything.
Oh, it's
and
so
you're just like,
true.
oh, yeah, you're right. No, I did have a hero complex in this moment. I'm sorry.
You got to check yourself sometimes. And that's part of like the modern dad, you know?
Yeah.
Like there's all these, you know, old gender roles of like, you know, dad makes the bacon and then
Yeah.
comes home and the bacon's ready. And it's
Yeah,
like,
I'm the one making the bacon as a stay-at-home dad. Just so you know. So-
like literally, not figuratively.
No, yeah. Well,
Yeah,
I haven't learned how to butcher the pigs yet, but they're in the backyard.
That's tomorrow's lesson.
That's tomorrow's field trip for the kids.
But like, I gotta check myself all the time of being like, you know, having the hero complex, especially with my job, and feeling like I can have a solution for everything.
Yeah.
And sometimes you don't need a solution; you just gotta like be there, be present in the moment, and just like feel the feelings and figure it out together. And you know,
Admit when you're wrong and keep going.
Well, like familiarity can be like one of the most dangerous things ever. Because yeah, you just write articles about stuff you're in the parenting world reading about it, and they're like, oh, I know the gist of what's happening here, and it doesn't matter. Like it doesn't. Like
and
just stop.
There's also the thing that it's sometimes hard, like to write about, you know, being a dad, just because when you see one, you know, parent and child relationship, you've seen one parent-child
Pretty much,
relationship.
yeah.
You
That's all
know,
I've seen,
like
it's just one. Yeah.
it's a snowflake.
Yeah.
You know, like there are similarities for sure, but man, everyone's got different stuff.
Yep.
Everyone's got different stuff. But what do? We compare,
Yeah.
like milestones, and
Yeah.
man, those can be heartbreaking.
Yep.
Those can be heartbreaking. So like even for us, you know, my 4-year-old's got a little, you know, speech delay going on, so it's just like so easy to play that comparison game and easy to like just beat yourself up and be like, what am I doing wrong? And
Yeah.
like, and
Yep.
really, when you got to remind yourself that like the fact that you're worrying about it, the fact that you're that, you know,
Yeah.
is just means that you're a good parent.
Yep.
Man, I was just thinking of that yesterday.
Yeah.
Just comparing myself and, well, why does my kid
It's a trap.
yell so much,
Oh yeah.
Trap.
but my friend's doesn't?
Yeah.
Trap.
And, yep.
Uh-huh.
Dang.
And you look like, what am I doing wrong?
Yeah.
Well, maybe if
All
I
you
did
get-
this, yeah.
And then you feel like crap afterwards. Yeah.
Well, you
For
obviously,
thinking that.
we guilt ourselves a lot as parents.
yeah.
For sure. And, you know, some of that's good. I mean, it's natural. You got to try to catch yourself because the guilting just means, like I said before, the guilting just means that you care.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's like one of those things that, like, when you stop guilting yourself, maybe be a...
Yeah, to some extent.
Yeah, to some extent.
I always feel like shame is kind of a roadmap to your priorities. So like I usually feel shame if I did something and I feel like I could have done it better, and then I feel shame that I didn't like step up to the plate.
Yeah.
You know? So I'm like, oh cool. So all my shame really did was tell me that I care a ton, and what can I do next time to prepare in a way in which I feel like I showed up better.
Right.
And so I feel like once I was able to make that association of shame in my head, it helps a ton, as opposed to being like, well, you're an idiot. It's like, no, you care, and you feel like you didn't do what you thought you could do. And that's okay.
And it's okay to like look at other people's situations and like applaud them without like doing the comparison and doing like the, well, my little Johnny isn't, saying full sentences, and you just gotta soak up the wins. Like when you get a win, like you celebrate that win and like just live in that win, because like that's what refuels you. Like even the other day with my little guy, like we had a breakthrough where he had this big tantrum in the parking lot. Well, actually, this is my wife. Big tantrum in the parking lot coming home from the indoor pool. And she was trying to hold his hand to get back to the car. And he just like broke down. She didn't know why. Got back to the car. And she was like, Ezra, are you mad? And he was like, yes. Just like so directly and instantly.
Yeah.
And it's like, just like hits us like, whoa, okay. Why? Why were you mad? And he was like, hold hand parking lot.
Yeah.
And it was like, well, like, and then she explained, well, buddy, we got to be safe, like we got cars coming. So like mommy's got to hold your hand just to make sure we don't get boo-boos, don't get hit by a car. And then you like see him processing it. You see him like thinking about it, like safe, cars. Okay.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Yep.
It's like don't treat them like as adult as you can. Like explain things to them. Yeah. And he like was cool and he was chill. And then we got a snack and we went home and had a good night.
That's how you learn,
like,
man.
That's a win.
It is.
It's like let's not roll over it. Let's live in this win.
Yeah.
And we did. We were like, this is amazing.
That's cool. No, because I feel like you wait so long for your kid to be able to communicate, and then you don't take advantage of the fact that your kid can communicate.
True that. And then once they can, it doesn't turn off.
No,
and that's what we hear. Like, well, once it starts, it doesn't stop.
Yep. And then they become a teenager and they refuse to talk to you. That's, I feel like, the story.
How old is your oldest?
7. So
okay,
7,
not
5,
there yet. Not there yet.
No one's talk to me. So
no one's shunning you yet.
Not yet. Well, maybe a little, but
Dude, that's got to be heartbreaking for dads.
maybe. Probably.
I think you got to prepare yourself.
Oh, man.
You got to prepare yourself for what's coming. But you're right, it's got to be heartbreaking.
It does.
Especially with the girls.
Yeah.
You have a little boy or a little girl?
A little girl.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
So I have an older boy and then a little 3.5 month old girl. So I can't. I'm starting to relate.
Yeah, she'll be 2 in September. Same with his son. But man,
what is she like? What's she into these days?
Oh, she's boss lady.
Okay.
Big into Nemo and Finding Dory. And
love it. We watch those movies 7 times a day.
Yeah.
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 Cool.
Oh yeah.
You can recite every word.
Probably.
You can do all the voices. I love it.
I can't do the voices. Come on. But I love
You're not much of a voices person.
The funny thing is
not yet.
Was it 2 days ago? We were watching Finding Nemo, and the turtle. I can't remember.
Squirt?
Is it not Squirt?
Or
Crush.
Yeah.
Crush came on. My wife was in the bedroom, and I started screaming like, "Gnarly, dude!"
Yeah.
She didn't hear like the.
She had no context.
She had no context, so she comes running out like, "What's going on?"
What is gnarly?
What was gnarly?
No, gnarly in it, like the cool meaning, not like as in like, oh, that was a gnarly booger.
Well, she didn't she couldn't even understand me. She just heard me screaming and came running in.
Like, Justin, what are you doing? It's like, I'm relating to our daughter.
Yeah.
I'm being a turtle. Okay.
I'm being a turtle. I was in character.
I'm being an Australian surfing turtle.
Yep.
Yes.
But yeah, Nemo, man. Nemo and Finding Dory. That's the big thing.
Man, I cannot wait until that's what we crave. And it's one of those be careful what you wish for situations. We're so ready for our little guy to start being into movies and stuff like that. But he's really not into movies, he's gotten into Fresh Prince.
Nice.
Wait, what?
Blair.
Okay.
So and that's accidental, of course.
Yeah.
All right.
He was
Which one? The original or?
Oh, the
I'm assuming
original.
Okay.
the remake.
Not
okay.
like the
I wanted
sad
to,
one.
I
Yeah.
didn't. I just wanted to make sure.
I actually forgot there was.
I wanted
a
to see
remake.
what team you were.
I
on,
think
okay?
he just
Yeah.
really likes the intro. I think he's just
heck
like,
yeah.
I think the rap comes on, he sees Will Smith flip upside down in the chair,
He's
and
like,
he's just like, here we go, here we go.
Yeah, yeah.
He's
Your son's living in the Millennium, is what you're telling me. So,
That's when they taught kids rap.
that's what. Yes, that's right.
But no, yeah, he was in like the Miss Rachel phase.
Mm-hmm.
You know, Miss Rachel, like
She helps with speech development, also, doesn't
Hi,
she?
kids.
Yeah.
Yeah. We have not
Yeah.
gotten into that.
Yeah.
It's coming. It's coming. And then now it's like weird. Like I feel like associates her with like babies. So even when the YouTube algorithm just like decides, hey, it's Miss Rachel time, he will just be like, nope, off. He'll go and turn the TV off. And it's like, okay, dude.
Yeah. Because he's like,
That's fine.
I'm
that's
a
fine.
big kid.
Yeah, I am over her. She was last week.
She was last week.
And then Blippi was a big deal.
We've avoided all, like, pretty much
Yeah.
all YouTube except for Cosmic Kids Yoga.
Cosmic Kids Yoga.
Yep.
Cool.
So
And
that's
I'm
the
sure
only
that's
one.
very physical and
Yeah, it's calm
interactive.
physical.
What
Also-
is this?
Oh, calm.
Cosmic Kids Yoga is literally a woman who does storytime yogas for like 20 minutes. So she'll
For
be like,
4 little
"Today-"
kids.
Yeah, like
Okay.
kids in general, not little ones specifically. But yeah, it's like,
sounds
today we're doing frozen yoga. Here you are on a shoot the lightning bolt, and then does like tree pose. And you're like, oh, cool. This is like 20 minutes of you like doing a storyboard and doing yoga poses. And both the girls are super into it. So
Nice.
that's cool. Yeah.
And you get to do something for about
Yeah,
19 minutes.
Pretty much.
Until,
whenever-
wait. You have to skip the ad halfway through.
Oh, yeah. Now you do.
Gotta
Yeah,
skip
yeah,
the ad
yeah.
halfway through. You gotta be ready for that.
No
because
patience. No patience.
No, it's ads. So the kids are like, "Did you see this? Did you hear about?" And you're just like, "It was 2 seconds of a Nerf gun."
there's the double side to the ad. Yeah, you don't want them to get like bored and not want to continue the show, but also you don't want them to like
Know
see
that
the
other
product
toys
and
exist.
and
Yes.
be solicited by a corporation who
Correct.
specifically
Knows
showed.
exactly who exposed this ad block because they're like, "Oh, I bet someone
Dude,
from this
that's-
demographic is watching."
We got the
Just
Roku.
like it was with
There you
us back in the day, except it wasn't YouTube. It was like Nickelodeon and
Yeah,
and
Cartoon Network.
yeah, Cartoon Network.
There's
Oh, those old
Oh
school.
man, we're about to talk about
old
that
school
for a
commercials.
second. But I was
Yeah,
just
yeah.
gonna get it out that like
Yeah.
there's a lot of things that I'm not good at, but like some of the things that I'm amazing at is like opening the microwave like as soon as it hits 0 seconds, and I'm the same way with
That's a
YouTube
skill,
ads
yeah.
because I got the Roku like on the phone app that can control the TV. When I hear that ad come on. Like, I am not giving it a second for my son
Nope.
to scream at me to skip it. You know, I'm like, boop.
Yeah, I'm ready for it. Yep, yep. But back to
Back to Nickelodeon.
back to early '90s cartoons. Yes.
Yeah, absolutely. Can we just talk
continue.
about that for the rest of the time?
We
correct?
can.
Yeah.
With most of it's just us being like, how were we allowed to watch this? Because I feel like whenever
I mean, if we're
rewatch-
talking Ren and Stimpy,
Yes.
sure.
We're talking like
sure.
That's the
early-
first
Sure.
one that comes to my mind every
we're
Yeah.
talking
time.
like early
Yeah.
'90s. This will also show like how old are you? I'm 36. Justin's 38, right?
32.
Yep, I'll be 39 in
I'm
October.
32.
You're 32. Okay,
Yeah.
cool. So
I had to
there
think
might-
about it. That's when you know.
Yeah,
That's when you know.
That's when you know you've just all down.
There's a
Yeah,
certain
you
point that
don't
you just
care
stop
anymore.
counting.
yeah, pretty much. But yeah, I feel like it'll be interesting to see what your Nicktoons were. Because for me, yeah, it was like Rocko's Modern Life and
Rocko's Modern Life, love
Rugrats,
it.
and all of that.
Rugrats,
and
love it.
I feel like it kind
Absolutely.
of tells how old you are, like what your age
Cat
was.
dog, cat dog.
That
See, I
is
never
still
watched
one of
that.
the weirdest shows
It was
ever.
just
It
the
is a
concept.
weird
If
show.
you could have been in the writer's room or the pitch room.
Thank you for
like, all
thinking
right,
that also. That's why I think every single time.
We got a cat. We got a dog.
Yeah.
We put them together.
How do they poop? We don't have that
it's
here.
like the human centipede of
It is.
which we will not go into.
No, that's a
for
different discussion. That was not a Nicktoon. Because what? Cat was like...
do not Google.
Yeah, please don't. Or any of the sequels.
We are not promoting it.
Oh,
not
yeah.
this,
Nashville
not this
Dads does not
episode.
promote this.
Because Cat was like serious, right? And then Dog was goofy, right?
He was the
They,
goofball.
it
They
was like
stereotyped
It
him.
was the odd couple.
His
in
tongue was
cat
hanging
form.
out, and
Yeah.
the cat was like, "Come on, you gotta."
And he had like the super goofy voice too.
Yeah.
I personally loved. Was it the Angry Beavers?
Yes.
Norbert and Daggett. Is that right?
Super impressed that you know their names.
Yeah, of course.
And a little shame that I don't.
Oh, it's okay. It's fine. So I could have said any words there. And you
Yeah,
would've thought
you
it was
could have
their name.
said any
'Cause
names. I would have been like,
Norbert
sure.
was like the like sophisticated one, and Daggett was like the ooh, like running around doing silly noises the whole time.
Man, that's when the animation was in its heyday. Man, who needs that third dimension?
Yeah,
we got
you know
two
what?
of them.
I got two. That's all I need here.
Make it flat.
Man,
Remember Chalk Zone?
no, that one I
Dude,
don't.
I do not know that
You're
one.
on your own for that one.
That's fine.
So mine
move
was
on.
Bobby's
Move on.
World.
Next.
Bobby's World.
Bobby's World, too.
Doug.
Doug.
A little bit of Rugrats, like the early version though, not
Yeah.
like before they started making those movies.
Oh yeah,
I'm trying to think.
Were you
of
too
some
old for
other
Rocket
ones.
Power?
I don't even know what that is.
I was not.
Man.
You were not too
I
old
was
for Rocket
not.
Power.
Yeah, I
What
watched
is-
some Rocket
what
Power.
is that?
Power. That's
It's
Nickelodeon.
Nickelodeon's like
That's,
skater kids.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Surfer
Surfer
kids,
skaters.
surfer
They had, like,
skaters.
They have like an uncle or someone worked for him who was like very.
Yeah, Tito.
Yeah, Tito.
Tito.
Yeah,
Tito.
yeah. It was like a stereotypical Samoan.
Absolutely. That was
Like-
Dwayne Johnson's grandfather.
Maybe like speaking of people from who lived in Tennessee for a while. There you go.
Are you serious?
Yeah, he went to like Glencliff High School for a year.
Dwayne?
What?
Yeah, Dwayne the Rock Johnson. Yeah,
Dwayne
Dwayne
the Rock Johnson
Went to
lived
Glencliff
here.
High
I'm
School.
almost positive.
Please
We're just
Google
gonna
it, and
Wikipedia
please
Yeah.
be wrong.
stuff
So I,
this entire time.
how could I not know this?
This is
Obviously, it was
I was
before.
born and raised in Nashville.
Yeah,
Dwayne. No way.
Rock Johnson. This is gonna be fun to edit this section later.
before he was wrestling champ and world famous star, Dwayne Rock Johnson was an average teenager attending high school in Nashville.
What? I didn't know that
Yeah.
Dwayne Johnson
Yeah.
went to high school in Nashville.
Actually, he was anything but average. That's plain to see in
That's
the high school
crazy.
yearbook.
Why did we not have like a
How did
mural
we
or
not
like
know
a
this?
I
statue?
don't know. You know Oprah lived here, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
No.
You didn't know that?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
She's been here.
Yeah.
That she lived here?
She lived here. Yeah.
The Big O.
Yeah.
When?
Oh.
Early in her career.
Oh.
Yeah. I mean, I wasn't.
That's
born yet.
early.
It doesn't
That's
matter.
early.
It was O before O.
I used to work at Puckett's,
Did you really?
and I would always make a joke when people got okra. You know where this is going, probably. It's been 10 minutes, so I can make another dad
Yeah.
joke,
No,
right?
it's actually been like 20. you're
Good
owed
memory,
to
man.
You too. You got two
Okay.
dad jokes. So.
So I'd be like, a little okra Winfrey for the table?
Oh my gosh. Let's talk about
yeah.
okra now. I can only eat it if it's
Let's
fried.
only talk about
Let's only
okra
talk about okra. For those, I can only eat if it's fried and cornmeal fried
Really?
specifically. Yeah. Besides
It
that, I
is.
just don't
Why?
like it. It's such a slimy.
It's a slimy
thing.
veggie.
Yeah.
It's a slimy veggie.
Also,
Not if
beautiful
you
flour.
roast it.
Oh yeah, that makes sense.
Roast it so it's not.
Ooh, but like the true Southerners will get mad at y'all for not mentioning like the stewed tomatoes and okra. Like that's a
yeah.
real like a staple.
But I'm a Midwesterner, so
Yeah.
I'm
I
okay
know,
with
I
I
don't
that.
know.
think
But
I've
you
heard
go to
of
Princess
that.
Hot Chicken, you're gonna get that on the side.
What's favorite hot chicken spot? Is it Prince's?
I mean, that's the OG.
I mean,
but like
it
it's
is
like
OG.
one of those things. Like, do Philadelphians eat cheesesteaks?
Yeah.
And I don't know. So,
Yeah, their
but
favorite
I would.
place is Penn Station, right? No? No?
I don't know. I mean, actually, I don't.
Stands for Pennsylvania Station.
I eat chicken, and it is hot when I eat that
Yes.
chicken. But do I eat Nashville's hot chicken
Yeah.
on the regular? I would
Chicken.
say no.
No. They I do think it's really cool that Geodis they have Princess Hot Chicken.
Yeah.
I'm so glad that Princess
do
is
like
the hot
that.
chicken place that they chose for there.
I do like.
Anyway, back to Nicktoons.
Yes.
I think Nicktoons are really funny because I watched a lot of cartoons growing up, and like I'm the parent who's like, no, more than like 45 minutes to an hour, we need to go do something else. And
True.
like most of my childhood was sitting in front of a TV. Both my parents worked, one of three. Like, yeah, TV was just on pretty much at all times, and that's not that. I feel like that's most kids our age.
Do you think that because of that upbringing, it influences your opinions on it as a dad?
I think now I'm very tuned with what other things I could have been doing instead of watching TV. And I know
Yeah.
that a lot of my natural comforts are to go watch TV instead of go do something else.
Okay, let's role play.
You're very
kids.
aware.
I'm watching TV.
Yeah.
I'm loving it.
Yeah.
I'm in. I'm like not even blinking.
Yeah.
And I'm like, and you go up, and what do you say to me?
Okay, so what I would have said is I would have prefaced it before we
And it's
started
been an hour.
watching
It's
it.
been 45 minutes.
I would have said we're going to watch one episode of this and one episode of that. And
So
then
they
we're
already
gonna do
know.
something else. They already
So
know.
you're already winning.
Correct.
It was a trick question.
No, you gotta always prep your
You're
kids.
already getting
Always.
it.
I think that's like parenting tip my mom told me.
But
It's like,
then do you give like the 10-minute warning?
no,
as
not for the
well?
show. They're old enough to understand.
Okay.
Like they aren't like sitting there being like, "Why'd you turn it off?" It's like they see the credits, they see the next episode box.
So
pop
that,
up.
yeah, for all the
That's very
dads
different.
listening, that is a huge thing. Setting
Yes.
expectations
Yep.
at front.
in any
at the
scenario, that's
front
not just watching
end.
TV. You
If
go to the
you go
grocery
in-
store, anything. Yep.
If you don't set the rules, and you
Yep.
don't set, then they will interpret that as it's a free for all.
Correct.
We're gonna be here for hours, like as long as I want, like, or they're gonna have no like thought process of
Yeah.
this is ever gonna end.
Yep.
So, Man, that's so smart and so true. Like we go to the park sometimes or the playground, and I know that we got like a speech therapy coming up or a dentist appointment. It's at 2:30 and it's 1, so I'll be like, all right, man, we're gonna be here for 25 minutes.
Yep.
Okay. So you can go down a slide 4 times. You can go around on a swing a couple times, and you got to set those expectations. And if I don't do that, like it is a hard walk to the car.
Yep. I do this a lot with like apply it to yourself. So if you're sitting there watching TV and I suddenly walk, I'm like, cool, we're leaving now. You'd be like, what? Why are we leaving now? Like, what is happening?
Where's the transition, Dad?
Yeah, there's no transition. I mean, you're basically saying that earlier. Also, like, yeah, your kids are smart enough to understand stuff.
True.
So, like, yeah, be like, hey, you were just really mad at something. Can we talk about why you're mad so I can understand it? And then you change your approach next time. But like, yeah, if we live just north of the zoo, there would be some days during the summer I'm at home with 3 kids. So I'd be like, okay, we're going to the zoo. Do you guys want to do just playground trip, just animal trip, or both? Because what I pack for this trip is really different based on what we do. I don't want to be at the zoo, and you guys want to do both animals and playground, and I didn't bring enough water for us. So what do you guys feel like today? Mm-hmm. And then just talk about it with them. And then be like, okay, well, we need to go. Like, then you mention to them the other stuff you have to do, and then you kind of negotiate it.
That makes them think, too.
It does. Well, it's also like, I apply it to parents. If you go up to your friend, like, we're going to the zoo now, and then they're like, no, we just came for the playground, and you force them to leave, they're going to be like, what was this?
There's another thing you did there, too.
What's that?
Which was really good, which I'll point out.
Yeah, just tell me I'm pretty first.
First of all, the symmetry in your face.
Yeah, it's just so good.
Is incredible.
The shade of blue in your eyes
There's
today.
a little sparkle.
Wow,
There's a little sparkle in that red.
I think we got a little bromance going here, man.
You too. I mean, it's not just him.
Whoa.
It's not just
we
the
should
beard.
be
The
video.
electricity is all around.
Wow. Do we need to turn the fan on, or is that just me?
Do you notice the bead? The bead has formed of sweat.
I'm
It's
turning the
happening.
fan on regardless of the flirting.
Yeah.
Anyway, back to your compliments of us.
Oh yeah, I was just gonna say you did something there as well. Like also, like you talk to them, like you treat them like they're not. You never do like the "because I told you so" thing. That's the worst thing you can do.
Yeah.
Like, but another thing you did is you made them involved in the decision making process, and you kind of give them that illusion of control. Where. Like, we do that with Ezra all the time. It's a little parenting Jedi mind trick. It's like, let's see. We need him to eat something that's not a gummy substance.
Yeah.
Or
right?
orange.
Or the color green.
Yes.
Right. Like, I think of gummies, but, so I'm like, hey, buddy, you want applesauce or do you want orange slices? You give him that option. So he's thinking about it. He's like, which one do I want? But you, like, give him that kind of illusion of control,
Yeah.
And then he's like, I want orange slices. Thanks. Like, give it to me now. And I'm like, sure. Here you go. That was a good choice. I'm glad you made that choice all on your own, And it's like, we do that all the time. Like, even if it's like...
positive reinforcement.
And, like, the worst one of that, like, when it's like go time is like, do you want me to hold your hand, and do you want to walk, or you want me to carry you?
Yeah.
And sometimes we gotta do that, but that works too. He's like, walk.
Yep. And you gotta keep it to 2 options. So that's also very crucial. Is you cannot be like, wow, it's just like, all right, we're walking or I'm carrying you. Which one sounds better?
And that's with adults too. If I give my wife 3 options for a place to eat, then we won't leave.
You won't.
Yeah.
I mean, even if my own self, like, it's like, hey man, you can do whatever you want today. I'm doing nothing then. Why? I don't know. It's too many options.
It's true. And that's
too much.
That's like the curse of running a calendar, like an event calendar is like, I'm like the puppeteer of, like, I just see all the events and I know everything happening. It's like, well, honey, you want to go to this at the park or this at 11? And it's like we end up just not doing anything,
Because like, I just had too many choices. What did you do? I did literally nothing.
Even though, flex my, gotta use the perks of the job when you can. So we went to, like, I took little guy to Nashville Children's Theater to see their little snuggery show for littles. It's like some, spy kittens that are looking for their lost mittens, and it was his first, like, live theater experience. And
was he a pandemic baby? Was he born in 2019 or 2020?
2018.
2018. Okay.
So, like, right when development was happening, it was like pull him out of daycare, like,
oh man,
yeah. And of course, there's other factors. Of course, that being a factor, but we all have our stories, all have different experiences. But and just seeing him, like, watch the show, like, I was just not even watching the show; I was just watching him watch the show and just seeing him, like, like get into it, and like they have the little like songs and little movements, and him like participating.
That's awesome.
I'm just like,
It's really
it's
fun.
another win. You
Yeah.
celebrate that win.
Yep.
That's cool.
Yeah.
We've done every once in a while at Nashville Children's Theater. We'll like go around to different libraries and put on shows and stuff. So I usually try
Yeah.
to keep up with that and go to that.
Man, Nashville Public Library is so amazing.
I want to go there again. I
And
remember going the very first like month that I moved here and just being in awe.
It's almost, and I should say, like, also, Rutherford County Library System,
Oh, really?
Williamson
Okay,
County
cool.
Public Library System, like, just like the library systems, like, part of my job is, like, be up to date on all the story times that they're doing, all, like, the little magic shows and animal encounters.
They put on good
and,
programming.
man, all of them do.
Yeah.
All of them do. And that's, like, I wouldn't say thankless because I'm thanking them now.
Yeah. It's an easily overlooked.
It's easily overlooked, for sure, and it's like an easily like let's go to the zoo. I mean, the zoo's great, but it's easy to not go to the library. When there's so much quality, cool stuff for littles. Like even the story times and like all the.
They did the downtown one, the like 2 Fridays ago. Did a foam party. Like like they've done it a couple times. I wasn't able to go this last time, but where they just like in the little park that's across the way from the main library, they bring out like foam machines and bubbles,
it's like
and
some
like,
end of summer bash,
and it's like
popsicles,
6 feet tall of like foam, and you're like, well, this would be like $100 for my whole family to go to if we went somewhere else.
Exactly.
So,
Remember Silly String?
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Oh my gosh, that was like my mom busted that out when it was like the 5, 6, 7, 8-year-old birthday parties, and be like, all right, go in the garage and just like throw out 20 cans of Silly String, just close the door and be like, peace. And we would just go nuts, and it was.
Did you have? I remember growing up. There's the Spider-Man silly string shooter.
Yes.
Did you ever?
Yes. I didn't until now.
Yes. Do you remember that?
Of
I
course
used
I
that
do.
Still in college, man. And I
Okay.
was such a dork for Spider-Man.
I don't remember how old I was. I just remember seeing that and being like, this is every child's dream. Like just.
Sorry, my first form was all up.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's okay. You got to do the. Hand doesn't bend as well as it used to.
Y'all see the new like Into the Spider-Verse animated thing?
I haven't watched either of those because having 2 girls, they don't care too much for it, and they get scared easily by things.
2 oldest are
And-
girls, and
yeah.
then the youngest is boy.
Yeah, and he's like not even.
So
2.
he's your only hope for the superhero genre.
Yeah, we tried to watch Spider-Man, like the Spidey and his friends, and they got scared of like Spider-Gwen for some
because
reason.
hooded character, dark eyes.
Yeah, I don't know. Like when your kid is like, "This,
Light
I'm
eye.
scared of this," and you're like, "What am I gonna do? Desensitize something that scares you, or not watch a show I don't
You
really want
have
to
to
watch anyway?"
validate their feelings now.
You do, and you go, "Oh, cool, this scared you. Tell me what scared you about it. Cool. Do you not want to watch this again? Awesome. We
Cool.
won't do that again.
Yeah.
That's called
That-
respect.
that's how that works.
Yes. No, you should be okay with this for some reason that I can't verbalize to you.
You will watch Spider-Man now.
You will
Tobey Maguire,
like it.
then Andrew Garfield.
Do we have to watch the Garfield ones?
Oh, really?
have to?
I mean, like, some would say they were more comic book accurate.
I would blame
Than the Tobies.
bad
The
script
first
more than bad
Tobies were my
performances.
favorite.
Heard.
The first Tobies were my favorite.
Yeah, of
the
course.
Third,
And that's just nostalgia,
his-
let's be honest.
His acting in the third,
Oh, that ruined
was
it.
atrocious.
It ruined it. But
and it ruined it. Yes.
have you done a rewatch of the third of
No.
Toby?
No, I haven't.
I think it's worth a rewatch because it's like the cringe goes away. When you watch it at first and you're like cringe, you're like, this is bad. Like, come on, Toby. Like, who allowed this to happen?
Sam Raimi. That's who allowed it.
Yeah, there you go. There's an answer, I guess.
That's the answer.
How many
Director and writer.
How many like just diehard fans have showed up on his doorstep and just like he's probably got a fence, a gate now.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, just slapped him open
Well,
faced.
it's like Sam Raimi is. I think it's that the first 2
You know what?
Spider-Mans-
You know what you did.
The first 2 Spider-Mans with Tobey were very serious.
Yes.
And like Evil Dead and all those are campy as hell. Like they're
Yeah.
ridiculous, over the top. So like the third one was more like a normal Sam Raimi movie,
Mm-hmm.
which is campy and just stupid in some parts. But like the
Yes.
first 2 Spider-Man movies were like serious and like
Yep.
almost more drama than like comic booky. So whenever you have like the emo Tobey Maguire dancing,
Yes,
you're
that
like,
was
what
so
are you
stupid.
doing?
And it was the double whammy of
So
like
stupid.
ruining the Tobe and then also like ruining the character of Venom.
yeah,
Yes.
that's the other thing. where
Like,
it's just, you
Todd
can't mess-
McFarlane's masterpiece, like which got redeemed with what's his name?
Tom Hardy.
Tom Hardy, who
Sorry,
I love.
Topher. Is it
Yeah.
Topher Grace?
Topher, yep.
Yeah.
He should have never. That was a horrible cast.
Should have stayed on that
But
70s show,
Topher-
bro.
Topher-
Topher Grace, I'm taking that. Someone's like, you want me to play Venom? Hell
Oh, yeah, you don't say no to that. So,
Yeah.
I don't
touche.
blame Topher Grace for that.
No,
Like,
it was the casting director,
But-
whoever that was.
But when they say that you, like, they're going to give you implants, like sharpened teeth,
Yeah.
and you're like, you should ask questions.
You should ask questions. Yeah.
Toph.
Probably.
The Toph.
I thought the Tom Holland ones were fun. I thought they were all good.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
No qualms.
No.
No, zero qualms.
Um,
Oh, we got a qualm?
the last one.
We got a qualm
No
over
Way
here.
Home?
Yeah, where he kept saying all of these villains. Oh, they've got another side. Let's just give
plot.
them
We
another
gotta- we gotta-
chance.
Oh, yeah.
I was like, you're an idiot. The entire time, I'm like, you're an
You're
idiot.
an idiot. You're good. Yeah.
But
I
that's
like
just
I like
the-
your kind heart, but that's not reality.
But being naive is a little bit part of
Yes.
the Peter Parker story
But-
arc.
but-
Exactly.
But it's
That's
still
the
that was-
character.
It's,
That
it's
was
a horror
too
movie. You're
naive.
watching a horror movie and you're like, oh, you're going to get killed the second you turn your back on this guy.
Yes.
If I
Goodness
see William
gracious.
Dafoe in my life, I am going to turn the other direction.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, he haunted my dreams as
Yeah.
that first Green Goblin.
I was impressed that he hadn't played Green Goblin in, 20 years and was just immediately back to Norman
Yeah.
Osborn in that
Perfect.
movie. And
He
I
is.
was like, oh, this is so
If
good.
they couldn't have casted anyone else,
No.
Like, he's
I'm
just
glad
the
they didn't try
perfect
to.
Green
I
Goblin.
mean, him and Boondock Saints was freaking amazing.
Thank you for
as
bringing
well.
that up too.
Only
Yeah,
the first-
absolutely.
Not the second one.
I
they
think
made a
both of
second
them,
one, right?
both characters are equally terrifying in
Yeah.
different ways.
See,
The one that puts on
Just
lipstick.
keeps
Yes.
makes you guess, man. He keeps making you guess.
the Willem Dafoe I always think of that makes me laugh the most is the Life Aquatic Willem Dafoe.
I don't think I saw it.
Steve Zissou.
I didn't
He's
see it.
basically like an aquatic guy's right-hand man, and he's just dumb. Like, there's a moment in which Bill Murray's like, if you cross this line, you're on this side. And he steps across, and he's like, what, you're against me? And he's like, wait, I didn't understand the directions. I'm so sorry. And he like, runs back.
I do not know that William Dafoe.
Oh, my gosh. You don't know the whole Wes Anderson version of Willem Dafoe?
In my mind, he's
Willem
always.
Dafoe.
He's always. Has it been 10 minutes?
Yeah.
Dafoe.
Did you watch How I Met Your Mother?
Yeah.
There's the one joke where
Yeah.
Marshall's like, Willem Dafoe. I feel like it's a parrot. And it's just someone saying, Willem Dafoe. Willem
yeah.
Dafoe. And that just pops
yeah.
in my head randomly. And I'm like, why? Why is this how my mind works?
Man.
No one benefits from
Because
this.
that's such a great
crazy.
show that it's embedded. in
We're
their
aging.
the
mind.
ending,
We're
but
aging
anyway.
ourselves
Yes,
a
that
bit
is
too
true.
because it's crazy how those shows come and go.
Yeah.
You know, and it feels like that was a thing, and it's not been on for so. They tried a spin off, and
Yeah.
is that not worked
I
or
don't
is
know.
not working currently?
What is it?
How I Met Your
How
Father
I Met Your
with,
Father
like, Hilary
with
Duff.
Hilary Duff.
Yeah. I think the amount of
Not even Liz McGuire could save it.
it's one of the bad things about streaming services is there's so many that you have to make
Yeah,
content
and
to
that's
have
kind
all
of
that.
like maybe the silver lining of the writer's strike
Yeah.
is like, do we need more content? The constant churn of more content. And that's, even like me, I see peers in my industry just spitting out content, click, 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 clickbait. Just like, and it's just like 10 of the best ways to swaddle your bed, and it's like, so that's why for me, you got to have that, professional, like, is this worth, like, how much has this been done? How much has been covered? If it's been covered, how do I kind of put a fresh spin or make this my own? So it's things I'm always dealing with as a content curator, which is so weird to say.
It is, but it's also fascinating. Like, if I listen to a band, if they release an album like 2 years in a row, I'm like, oh, you probably could have let these songs marinate a little bit more.
For sure.
And I feel that way about reading some news articles where I'm like, I feel like I've read the first paragraph and I got the story, but then you continued on for like 4 more paragraphs of just kind of nonsense. Like, I don't understand. How many rounds of editors did this go through? Because I don't understand.
A lot of times, many.
Really?
Yeah,
Okay.
a lot of times many, and that's what's funny about it.
Yeah.
And for us, me and my boss, Susan, we're really editorially kind of a 2-man team, and we have what we call the mom reporters, which work freelance for us, and we kind of schedule to send out to take their kids to all these events. And they get to go for free and enjoy and be
that's
treated
cool.
like queens, and then
What?
and then they get to write about it
Okay,
and get their stuff printed. You want to be a mom reporter?
Yeah.
We make it happen. Dad
Okay.
report.
Yeah, I was
Dad
gonna
reporters
say.
are real.
Yeah.
Dad
That would
reporters
be
are too.
awesome.
Cool.
Yeah. We sent one to Gaylord. We sent one to the zoo. We sent
cool.
one to the Adventure Park at Nashville. That zip line course. We try to Cheekwood.
That is cool.
They got harvest coming up. So other than that, yeah, me and Susan, man, we rock that thing out. Keeping that website clean, keeping the magazine, which runs monthly, keeping that thing looking good.
Yeah. Have you guys
layout wise?
You guys are always free, right? Like you're just cool.
Always free, and we used to be in Kroger.
Yes.
And now we're not, which I think sucks. I think we're only in Publix and Food Lion and obviously all the libraries and all that stuff.
Daycares.
A lot of daycares.
At least one daycare.
That's
where
how
you found me.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, every single month I'm looking at that new one.
Yeah,
I have a column that's due actually in 3 days, and I have written no words to it yet.
Okay.
Uh-oh.
I'm on word 1.
Yeah.
But I know the premise, but I don't know exactly.
Are you a wait until the last minute person?
Well, what it is my world is runs on monthly rotations.
Okay.
It's going deadline to deadline, and my media folk will kind of empathize with me a little bit. You work to this deadline, and you get everything kind of crunched in, and then you get it done, it's passed, and then for maybe a week you get to breathe.
Yep.
And
Yeah.
you're that was nice, we did it.
Yeah.
But then it's kind of right back in it, and it's oh crap,
Yeah.
time is moving continuously, and it's
anything
I would like to keep this job.
anything with a creative background, that's exactly how it is. I mean, that's how it was for me for landscape architecture, having projects up to crunch time, and you're exhausted, and then you have a few days to relax, and then it's starting all over again with all that stress.
Just slowly form in front of you.
But yeah, I mean, yours is even, at least for me, harder because I am not good with words, as you can say.
as one would say.
As one would use words for.
Yeah.
As one would use words to say.
So I hated writing.
Yeah.
I can only imagine. I just freeze every single time.
Well, I freeze, and when you freeze, you put the pencil down for a minute, and you go walk around. Writer's block's real. Even when I was writing songs for the band, it's a lot of times the writer's block will happen, and you're just sitting there, and it's whoa, my brain is an empty void of nothingness.
Yeah.
And it's kind of like when you are trying to think of something that's on the tip of your tongue, and you know it, but you can't think of it. It's kind of the same thing. So gotta mix it up. That's just the creative process. Go and make a sandwich. Go and play a little piano. Go outside and smell a rock.
Yeah. As one does.
Smell rock.
We got some great smelling rocks.
Dude,
out in Murfreesboro. That's why we moved. Why move there?
Why?
They've got the best rocks.
They've got the best
smell.
rocks that you can ever smell down there. We should all just talk in our most ridiculous accent.
I don't mind it.
This
I really don't mind it.
I don't know what I'm going for here at all. So,
you know what, honey? It's just fine. We can just
Sheila.
talk like this. What'd you say?
Exercise
Did you
the
say
demons.
Sheila.
That is my mother-in-law's name.
Sheila.
I swear.
That's awesome.
Shout out.
Shout out to Sheila.
Love you. She's great.
She's gonna listen.
I
We
hope
got
so.
one Sheila.
Sheila.
Sheila's in the house.
Well, she's got to listen now because we're talking
Oh
about
man,
her.
yeah. Now, if
you
you
got to
don't
tell
tell
her.
this to Sheila, we'll know somehow.
She'll know.
She'll know. She'll
Oh
know.
gosh. Well, I hate to do this.
Yeah.
But I've got to go.
What? Okay.
Are we good?
No. We're gonna do.
Okay.
Do we have enough time for the last
Yes.
for the 5 questions?
Yes, we do.
Sweet.
Okay.
Cool. Awesome. So, how we end our episodes?
Ooh.
So, our episodes. It's more than just the 15
Structure?
minutes that you've
There's
listened to.
a
There's
little
actually-
structure.
I love it.
They end at some point in time. And
Right,
we try
right.
To have that's when we're like,
You're like,
oh yeah.
period
like,
on the end.
something someone can predict. So we ask the same 5
So
questions.
speaking of just
Yeah.
unorganization, that's why I'm having to leave.
Oh, okay.
Because I was supposed to have my family FaceTime call earlier, and I forgot that we were having it at 2 instead of
Whoops.
7.
Sorry, man.
So, no, that's my fault. That's for not putting it on the calendar.
It's okay.
This is
So,
real life dad moment, though.
Yeah. I
know.
You just look up and you're like, wait, that's at 2? Sometimes I feel like I text. Justin is a lot busier
You know
than I am. So I feel like I text him more just to be like, hey, just a reminder.
Yes.
Just a reminder, man.
Yep.
You know how much I relate to you right now?
Yeah.
Like, it's crazy.
I'm glad
Like, I think
somebody
I
does.
see you. I see myself in you.
It's exhausting,
Yeah.
isn't it?
I give you all of the grace, fellow father.
Yeah.
Fellow father.
Soaking it in.
That was-
If only we had a video of that, because that would have been very awesome.
I'm more doing sine
like,
waves.
wait.
I'm doing sine waves. Sorry.
Okay. Like ASMR.
All right.
Sorry. Anyway, first question from Justin.
What were your kids' backup names, if you had any? Or did you just know right off the
Man.
top of your head?
So we liked the whole alliteration because my last name's Aldrich, which is a mouthful, but it also starts with an A. So we were like, we're going to do Amos maybe, but then we're like, are the kids going to call him Anus when he's a little...
Yes.
You do have to think of the...
Yeah, I don't
kids
want...
are awful, so you have to remember.
They would exploit that. Even though Amos is a wonderful name,
Yes.
named after a cookie,
Yeah.
they would make it not fun.
Yeah.
They would
Yeah.
make it not... So we were like, let's go. And then I think Ezra, we liked the Z, so...
Yeah.
later
Should have
on
done
that.
Alan.
Alan Aldrich, like, and just made it Alan Alda, Alan Alda Aldrich,
Very
Alan
similar.
Alda Aldrich.
Triple A.
Triple A.
What about for your daughter? Did you have any backup names for her?
What's weird is,
You didn't name her yet?
no, yeah, she's just like we just call her Snorf.
Snorf?
Yeah, Snorf.
Okay.
No,
Explain.
so that was a joke.
That was Thunder,
I'm
Thundercats. No, that's Snarf.
I'm
Sorry.
deflecting as I think.
Yes.
So her name is Nora,
okay.
and we liked the Ezra Nora, and so backup names. You know what? I think we were pretty locked in.
Yeah.
It's weird. So it's Ezra James, and then we were like, maybe subconsciously, did we do it because we like Etta James, and Ezra James, Aldrich?
Maybe.
And then for Nora, it's Nora Joe.
Okay.
Nora Joe Aldrich, J-O. So we were like, subconsciously, Nora Jones? Did this happen twice? So we just like name our kids after like really talented female singers?
Yep, I think so.
So that's just how it happened.
Awesome.
Next question. This one will be really hard for you, I think.
Okay.
Who's your favorite TV dad?
Ooh. I gotta go Hal.
Really?
From Malcolm in the
Malcolm
Middle.
Wow.
Is that a correct answer?
There's no
I
correct
think that's
answer.
Okay.
the
There's
first,
no correct
though.
answer.
I don't
So
think we've ever
if
had
you
that.
haven't watched Malcolm in the
Okay.
Middle and seen Bryan Cranston, famous from Breaking Bad,
Yeah.
Yeah.
on Malcolm in the Middle, this dude famously did so much things, like physical things.
Yeah.
Like whatever he was paid for that show, he was just underpaid dramatically. He put on a suit of bees. You remember that episode?
It's been this one. Like I feel like I watched as a kid, and I want to go back and rewatch as an adult
Man.
because I'm like, does this
I
stand the
can't-
test
Bro.
of time?
Bros, look up the Hal highlights.
Okay.
Malcolm in the Middle, Dad. What are y'all's answers? I'm curious.
Oh, we've
For
actually
the-
never asked ourselves.
No, we
this
haven't.
question.
Ooh, deflect it.
Yeah.
5.
I mean,
4.
the dad I grew up the most watching, realistically, was Homer Simpson.
Okay.
So Homer's up there. Of
course.
Granted, also
I mean,
it's
a
hilarious
staple.
though
Classic.
to have like grown up in the 80s and early 90s because like Homer Simpson as a father is like the worst father, like
Not the
possible.
best role model.
Just like a drunk, not there
For
for,
sure.
anything. Just wants to eat donuts. and sit on the
Literally
couch
goes
all
into
day.
the bush. It's a meme.
That sounds like
So like,
perfect.
if I'm talking about like whenever I think of TV dad, yeah, it's probably Homer Simpson is like who I think
Just
of.
because he's always been there.
He's always been there.
always been
You know, I think The Simpsons came out the same year I was born, so it's like he's been my.
It's like
father
when
this
he was
whole time.
choking Bart. It's like he was choking
Yeah, the
me
amount of like
too.
physical violence that he does to his children. We're like, it was the '80s. I don't know. This was a joke structure.
That's
back
how you
then.
learn. How else do you learn, brother?
That's how my dad taught me.
Yeah, he'll swim.
Yeah,
Throw him
it'll
in.
be fine. Justin, you got to think of your
Dude,
favorite TV dad.
that's a hard one. But
It's your question.
I
more
know,
my-
and I
it's more
can't
my
believe
question than
I
his.
can't believe we've never. Yeah, that is true. I'd have to probably say Uncle Phil.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah.
Absolutely. We were watching Fresh Prince, dude.
Yeah.
Like, that's my son's favorite show right
Yeah.
now. Uncle Phil was an incredible father
Yep.
figure to Carlton, his
Yeah.
actual father, or son, and also Will.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Wonderful answer.
I think that was probably it.
Yeah.
Cause you have, I don't know.
Uncle Phil's a good placeholder. Until you think about
I
it.
would love
Yeah.
Uncle. Yeah, I would take him.
Yeah. He's our most common answer, actually. Is Uncle
Oh, really?
Phil.
Uncle
Yeah.
Phil?
Yep.
For sure.
Yep.
I see that.
All right, least favorite kids show or movie.
It's got to be Blippi, dude.
Yeah, I was wondering
Yeah.
that based on the death in your eyes whenever you said Blippi.
I'm glad we've never gotten into that show.
PPI. Like, it like haunts me.
Does it really?
Haunts me. But luckily, Ezra's kind of out of it. My guy's like, my guy. He's like, I'm done with this, Dad. I'm evolving. My tastes are improving. So now put on some 90s sitcom television.
Now just let me learn about this man who moved from Philadelphia.
His first word that he could spell was Blippi.
Are you serious?
Wow.
BLIPPI.
Well, yeah, it was spelled out to him every time he watched it.
Gotcha.
Every
That's
time.
good marketing right there.
Yeah.
Just ingrained it in their minds.
I feel for all the parents who have kids obsessed with Blippi, because I get it.
Yeah.
I get it. And it's like, just even the music I can just hear in my head right now as I talk about it.
All right. Next question. Do you have a favorite kids toy? Like something your kids play with where you actually enjoy playing with it also?
Every one of them, probably.
Really?
Yeah.
That's cool.
I love kids' toys.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess that's
Isn't it awesome getting to be a kid again?
Yeah, that's a good part.
That's
That's the fun part about it. Yeah.
100%. There's like, it's like, you can't be the weirdo that goes into the Chuck E. Cheese, you know. But if you have a kid, you can go play the games again.
Yeah.
It's like because you
Like,
your child,
I'm here
obviously.
with my kid.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's over there. He's that one.
He's that one. Yeah.
Sir,
Yeah.
we saw you
The one with
come
the
in
nose.
by yourself.
Alone, drinking a beer.
But yeah, so even like my little guy, he's currently obsessed with the Crane game. Like outside of like Walmart's, outside of
Man,
like
that would frustrate the crap out of me every single time I played it.
It's a life lesson. It's a life lesson every time because Daddy only has so many quarters. And they are not win every time.
They're not.
Yeah.
There's some that are.
Some that are. Yeah, shout out Toots, Murfreesboro. You can get one of the duckies every time.
Every
Love
time?
it.
Now they're going to
Noted.
change it.
But
Now I'm going to the borough.
yeah, come on down. I got good smelling rocks.
Murfreesboro.
Murfreesboro? Is that
Murfreesboro, home of the good smelling rocks.
You heard it first, ladies and gentlemen.
Here we are today.
So yeah, it's great. You know, like even like Play-Doh, Legos. I like as a sports lover, just try to put like a little basketball in his hand or a little soccer ball. And just like, hey, you want to play with it? We should. Let's play together. You know, but I catch myself like trying to force it on him. I'm like, all right, stop.
Yeah.
Let him do it himself. He's gonna like it. But right now he's just like, let's go play with dirt instead. So,
You're like, that's fine. It's
fine.
being a kid.
Let's do it,
Yep.
bro. I'll get the shovel.
Yes.
All right.
Last question.
Okay.
What moment of your kid's life are you most excited to be a part of?
That's a great question that I have not thought about at all. For my son, man, just seeing him, I guess, get a crew.
Yeah.
Get a crew of friends, a crew of, classmate friends that, legitimately, is, he's pumped to see that they talk to each other. They're good kids, because I had a good neighborhood crew growing up and a good friend group growing up, and it's some of the best times of my life, going out and playing, no cell phone, no car, that's some of the best times of my life. So if I see him with a crew and he's running and they're good kids, especially now, he's not the most social kid. So if I would literally melt and break down crying if I saw him socializing well with a crew of really good friends. For my daughter, I would just have to say I don't know, the thought of her I don't know, the thought of her getting married is crazy to me. I have not even thought about that until this moment, and it's
I mean, she's only not even 4 months, right?
right.
Yeah,
She's
so
literally,
she's very little.
but the thought of her, I don't know, getting married.
Yeah,
That's
crazy.
awesome.
So I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah.
Long way away.
yeah. It'll be sweet
Let's
whenever it
hope.
happens. This is normally when we give our guests the opportunity to plug their social media. Do you want to be hey, go read the Nashville Parent?
Yeah,
Or,
yo.
plug your social medias.
Nashville Parent Magazine, also Williamson Parent Magazine, also Rutherford Parent Magazine.
Whoa. Are they all?
NashvilleParent.com. We're all under the same hood.
Oh, okay.
Monthly issues, newsletters. I got a monthly column called Dad Beat, or bi-monthly column, which I talk about father musings and my current struggles, and I keep it real and keep it humble, and yeah. It's been a pleasure, y'all.
Yeah, man.
Cool.
Thanks so much for coming on, Michael.
Yeah.
Yeah, thanks,
Appreciate it.
Michael.
Of course.
Thank you.
Thanks again for listening. Make sure to follow us on Instagram at the Nashville Dads and to subscribe to us on Apple and Spotify podcast. We record at New Light Podcast Studio and episodes are produced by me, Devin.